Okay guys, I'm going to explain in this video how I went from working 10 plus hours per day. I had no idea what I was doing when I started, and I didn't go to university either. Like, I was the only one in my entire friendship group that didn't go to uni, and obviously I was extremely lonely because I didn't know anyone who was doing the same thing in terms of like being an entrepreneur. And yeah, I was scared, and it felt like the more I tried to make money online, like the more effort I put in, the less I was seeing in terms of like outputs. And I'll basically want to explain how I went from just complete like struggle and just pain to essentially working significantly less, like 2 to 4 hours per day. I work with who I want, I work when I want, where I want, and I've got a personal brand, so I've got huge leverage. And yeah, I can travel and I've got freedom, which is probably what most of you watching this actually want. Like, money is amazing, but it's what that money can do for you in terms of the opportunities it gives you is probably what you're striving for. So yeah, I want to change some lives, and that's why I'm making this video. Please watch to the end because it won't make sense if you don't watch to the end. So yeah, since this point, in about a year and a half, I've worked with over 100 high-ticket clients. I've scaled to some pretty big numbers, and yeah, I've worked with 8-figure coaches. I've worked with some amazing people, and yeah, I've truly changed lives. So, what is the difference between this Charlie and this one right here? So, besides obviously the probably 1,000 plus sales calls that I've taken in that meantime, which is a lot of work. Like, you got to remember that I've put in the hours, so I'm pretty qualified to talk about this. And the main difference, right, is just what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis is yielding me the life that I am living right now. So if I can basically tell you what I'm doing day to day to experience this type of reality, then you can see how you can sort of copy this and just steal like what I'm doing, because success leaves patterns. So I'm going to expose exactly how I do this. I'm going to be talking about two things. I'm going to be talking about how to yield asymmetrical results by having huge leverage. So I'm going to talk about how can you put in as little effort as possible but yield the most results, like the biggest ROI. Same with how I actually plan my day. So what I'll cover first is how I plan my day, because this is going to give you some really good insights into what yours should look like. So I essentially have 2 work blocks. Now, these work blocks are a strategic block and a buffer block. Now, a strategic block is essentially deep work, and this is only about 2 hours a day. So I think Tai Lopez said that you can get to about $1 million a year in terms of ARR, so annual recurring revenue, by doing about 2 hours of deep work and about 3 hours of light work. And a strategic block is the deep work, and the buffer block is more the light work, where it's just like unplanned things come out throughout the day. So it could be, I don't know, you dealing with, service delivery that you didn't expect. And this is sort of to gain back control over the day. And the strategic block is going to be key activities, which I'm going to talk about, that can move the needle in your business. And let me give you a tip, right? Most people, if we look at a calendar, so this is just a blank calendar I put here, and then drag it down like this, most people just spend like probably 8 hours just doing things that do not move the needle in your business, like watching YouTube, creating websites, just things that don't have a direct correlation to money. Like, why are you doing things that aren't going to get you aren't going to get you clients, aren't going to get you appointments? And the way in which I think, and it's really important you shift your mindset, because if you're starting out, you've got the biggest advantage. I promise. Like, if you don't have clients, the only thing you need to focus on every single day is just booking appointments. Like, think about that. The only thing you need to do every single day, if you don't have any clients, is book appointments. Just optimize for starting conversations and you'll be fine. So, it's ridiculous. So in terms of the strategic block, instead of having 8 hours of doing nothing, you need to just have 2 hours of just like actual deep work. Now, in terms of what you do in this deep work, these are some things that I would recommend. If you've got clients, the number one priority should be fulfillment, because Naval said you're doing sales because you failed at marketing, and you're doing marketing because you failed at product. However, if you don't have clients, you can't get feedback from your clients, and therefore it's quite hard to scale. So the number one thing, if you don't have clients, It's just trying to get clients. Think about who you want to help. So which industry do you want to help? And then just find out where they hang out. So think about their demographic. If they're older, they're going to be on Facebook. If they're younger, they're going to be on Instagram. And just start hammering volume. Like, you can just honestly just get involved with the high friction activities. And these are activities that may make you a bit nervous when you're doing it. And that's great, because the things that make you nervous are most likely going to yield you the greatest results. And that's just, how life works. Like, growth happens outside the comfort zone. There's a reason why, like, not many people get to the top. It's because it's like hard, man. Like, it's not easy. So instead of thinking, I don't want to do this, like, be grateful that it is hard, because most people can't do it. Therefore, when you do make it work and you do get the clients, it's obviously way more valuable. So that is the first block, which is just deep work. And you only need 2 hours of this per day of actual intense, high friction activities, one that make you a bit nervous. And if it's comfortable, then you're probably doing the wrong thing. So that is the strategic block. And the second block is a buffer block. And this is just, things that come up throughout the day that you need to sort of solve to get control over the day. And this can be about 2 to 3 hours as well. So it could just be, client work. It could be, sales calls, whatever. And that is all you need. Like, think about how simple that is. It's not complex. It's like getting to like 10K per month is not complicated, guys. It's really not. You just aren't doing what you're meant to be doing. And you probably know, watching this, you know what you need to be doing every single day, but you aren't doing it. So one of my favorite quotes is a quote by Carl Jung, and he said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. People just do not want to blame themselves. They do not want to look inwards. And he also said that he who looks outwards dreams, he who looks inwards awakes, basically. Okay, so if you can solve the internal problem that you probably have, then you'll be chilling. So the second one is, how can we yield asymmetrical results by having huge leverage? So a quote, a tweet I put out the other day is, give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it. So give me like a lever and give me a fulcrum in which to place it, and I shall move the world. An amazing quote, because you need to stop trying to do everything yourself. If you really think about this, if you're the only person pushing leads through the pipeline, then you are the constraint. Like, imagine if you're ill for a week. What, you're not going to sign clients? It just doesn't make sense. Like, you're the constraint. You need to build an army of SDRs, setters. If you don't have the budget, then that's fine, because you can hire off work ethic, and you can hire newer talent and then train them. Because work ethic for this type of, you're not hiring fancy employees like COOs or CFOs. We're just hiring like basic appointment setters, SDRs, callers, so you can train them. You don't have to hire the best. And here's how you essentially can work 2 to 4 hours a day, and hire the right people. So there are only like 3 core hires. If you really think about it, you need to hire someone to get attention. So get eyeballs on you and your product and your brand. You need someone to convert that attention, and you need someone to deliver great results to the people that have bought. Like, that is so simple, guys. You don't understand. So what I want you to do right now is think, which one are you best at? Are you best at sales and persuasion? I mean, I would highly recommend you get good at it, because getting to 10K per month, all you need to do is be like kind of persuasive and deliver somewhat decent results. Like, that's all you need to do. So think about which one you're best at, and the first hire should be your weakest area. So just to give you some pointers, somewhat like to get eyeballs, if you think about it, like there's you. Yes, you could go out, get leads, engage leads, so start conversations, create content. But trust me, there's a lot more other people out there to get leads for you than just you yourself. So you want to get lead getters. These are people that will get you leads, and both cold leads, but then also warm leads. So these are you just want to grow a commission-based sales force, basically. If you're starting out, it's just going to help so much. And this is great for if you don't have like the budget, right? So most people, are scared to hire because they don't have the budget. But if you're scared to hire people, you're never going to scale a business. And yeah, I mean, there's kind of this thing as most people plateau at about like 5 to 10K per month because they get a bit of money and then they're scared to like reinvest it because they want to hold on to it. And it sort of links to our evolutionary instincts from our ancestors, because our ancestors' resources were quite scarce. So we were more like, we kind of optimized for like survival back in the day. And that's kind of linked to where we are now. But you need to remove that, and you need to, the more you spend, I truly believe the more will come back if you're investing it into the right things, like your business, like yourself in terms of education. So creating content, paid ads, these are things to get attention. So then the middle one is obviously like an SDR, sales development rep, and closers. So this is for when you can book like 3 to 5 meetings a day. And then biz ops, this is just operations, media buyer, maybe an automation wizard, things like that, to do the service delivery. And you kind of like, you can see how if you're doing all 3 of these things, you're never going to scale a business. Like it's pretty much impossible. So think about what you're best at and just dial that in. And I mean, at the start, right, all you need to do is like these things here. Like it's not hard. You're just making it like, hard for yourselves. So the next question you should ask yourself is, how much capital do you have? If you've got a lot of capital, then you can invest more into like talent and get better people straight away. But if you don't have like a budget, then that's completely fine. You can just, if you don't have money, you kind of have to make up in sweat equity, which is basically you doing the work to start with. But yeah, it is what it is. Like you can still hire commission-based people and pay them like per deal closed. But yeah, the third one is, I'm trying to think what the third one is. It's mainly like your advantage. Like, if you've read Peter Drucker, Managing Oneself, you'll know how important knowing yourself is. Like even Shakespeare said it, above everything else, know thyself. If you can know what you're best at and know your like flaws as well, then you're just going to make it a lot easier for yourself to scale. And that is essentially, in terms of hiring, that's it. Like in terms of getting the talent, you can use Facebook groups, you can use your network. If you don't have a network, you can use Upwork. So it's not complicated. You just need to get out there and start hiring. Because you can't be doing all 3 things to scale a business. But at the start, if you really think about it, all you need to be doing is appointment setting. So you can probably do that yourself. But hopefully you found this video valuable in terms of what I would do to scale and how you can do it in the least stressful way. Because if you're working 10 hours a day, it's just not ideal. And it's quite easy to become emotionally enwrapped like in your business. For example, if you're just sitting at your screen all day, like you can't really think from a bigger perspective. You kind of need to look at yourself from a third eye perspective, almost like a fly on the ceiling. If you can be a fly on the ceiling looking in at yourself and how you operate every single day from a third eye point of view, then that's going to be way better, because there's not going to be as much emotion involved in the decision making and just your day-to-day tasks. That's what I recommend. But like and subscribe if you found this video valuable. I've got some absolute bangers on the channel coming soon, so make sure you subscribe, because I do not want you to miss them. And follow my Instagram as well. I post pretty much every single day, just more value. You can see that like today, for example, I closed a deal. I didn't even close this, but one of my reps did, but 2K before 8 a.m. It's actually more than 2K. It's probably 2.25, so $2,250 before 8 a.m. on a Monday. Like, leverage. You don't get this without hiring people. So if you enjoyed, just like I said, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care and have an amazing day.